Ten to 15 years ago, sedans were all the rage. In fact, most families had a vehicle like this parked in their driveway. Well, can you believe that so much has changed so quickly, and now all consumers, well, most consumers are looking for crossovers or SUVs. But what happens to those consumers who are looking for something practical yet affordable? Well, Kia wants to speak to you with their new Pegas. Up front, the Kia Pegas is instantly recognizable as a Kia. The tiger nose grille design has been applied and the vehicle looks nice and modern. I like the touches of the chrome inserts and the piano black finishes. It really makes the vehicle look premium and modern. The only thing that I wish Kia did add was daytime running lights, which would have made the vehicle look even more modern. But overall, the front end of the car looks almost identical to its sibling, the Kia Rio, and we can't lie and say that's not a good looking car. So front end wise, I think they've done well. Going to the back of the Kia Pegas, things do look slightly less special. But what's most special about this vehicle is not on the outside of the vehicle, but rather right here, on the inside. With 475 liters of boot space, that is practicality that money can't buy. But wait, money can actually buy that. And at a starting price of just over 225,000 Rand, we can definitely say that it's money well spent. Sitting inside the new Kia Pegas, you can see that simplicity is the order of the day. This is a budget vehicle, so we cannot go on about the plastics because of course cars like this are going to use plastics. But what I can tell you is that this cabin is well built and it feels nice and insulated when you're sitting inside this car. Tech-wise, you have got a 7-inch infotainment system that gives you Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You'll be happy to know that you can also plug a USB and an auxiliary input on the vehicle. Again, simplicity is what I like about this vehicle. When last did you see an aircon unit like this? And when last did you see switches that do exactly what they're meant to do? That's what I love about this car. You can't get confused. It's not overly complicated. It's simply a car that you can use to drive and get you from point A to point B. One last thing, this is the EX, so you do get the leatherette option in this vehicle. And yes, this material does tend to get hard, but it does give you a nice premium feel in the car as well. When it comes to comfort, you do have this lovely armrest, which makes your driving experience just that much more comfortable. Added with that, with cruise control and long road trips, you are sorted. One thing that we need to also remember is that this vehicle also comes equipped with a reverse camera. The back seat of the Kia Pegas is quite basic, but we need to remember that this is a budget car. What you do have, however, is great headroom and legroom, and because it's a sedan, I can sit in this comfortable position, which makes it perfect for afternoon snoozes on a long road trip. It's funny how the world has changed so much that manual cars are now a rarity. Even with more budget-related vehicles like this, you'll find that most of them will have the option for an automatic. And I'm quite happy that today we've got the manual variant of this new Kia Pegas. We're currently in the EX variant, and it's the manual. Above this one, you'd get the automatic. So spec-wise, we are in the top of the range just with the manual gearbox as opposed to the automatic gearbox. Engine-wise, Kia offers you a 1.4-litre normally aspirated engine. We've got 69 kilowatts of power and 132 Newton meters. One thing we need to remember, this car is actually lighter than its Kia Rio sibling. So there is a power to weight advantage. Even though this car does have slightly less power, it still feels a bit more responsive compared to the Rio with the same engine. So I'm quite impressed that the power delivery of this vehicle is where you'd want it to be. The one great benefit with using a small engine is that you get great fuel economy. Kia claims that this vehicle will give you 5.7 liters per 100 as your average. I'm currently sitting at 5.1 liters per 100 as my current fuel consumption figures. I'm sure when it averages out, it probably should be slightly higher. But even now, 5.1 driving around the city, you can't complain about that. You really can't. It also feels nice and smooth on the road. Yes, when I take a corner, there's a bit of body roll, but again, this is not a performance car. This is a car that's going to be used by families, perhaps businessmen, and different types of applications. But for me, I like the fact that it almost feels like an old school sedan in its approach, in that it's that effortless driving. Comfort-wise, this is where you can see a car like this working very well for a long road trip. Because vehicles like this, you're going to buy them for their practical nature. And of course, a vehicle like this, you're going to want to take away for a weekend with your family. And I can tell you that it is very comfortable inside this car. I must say, overall, I am pleasantly surprised by this Kia Pegas. A lot of the times, when it comes to budget vehicles, manufacturers tend to try too hard to make the car fancier than what it is. But I like the fact that Kia has kept this quite simple. What you see is what you get, and what you get is functional. And for me, you can't fight that level of honesty. I don't feel like Kia is trying to pull the wool over my eyes by giving me fancy little chrome bits that are going to age badly. You've got great ride comfort, you've got a decent engine, and you've also got amazing fuel economy. So this is budget done right, and I must say that I'm quite impressed that Kia's taken this route.